Okay, get back to some work on this 61 Sporty. So, see y'all before I get interrupted today. I actually got some sunlight outside today, instead of being midnight when I start working. So, anyway, so these are the wheels I balanced on the last video. So, we need to do another check here on machining. Be on the drive side. Drive side has the timing marks in it, in case you didn't know. So we need to check the fitment of the shaft here and see how loose the taper is. That's not good. Okay, if you look in there, you can see how there's no gap between the shaft and the flywheel right now. So it pretty well sucks all the way into it, which pretty well means it sucks. So that means when you tighten this nut down nice and tight, the shaft is tight against the shoulder right here and not against the taper, which means it's loose. So if you just tighten up against a flat surface, the shaft will go back and forth like this and it'll eat up the flywheel, eat up the key, eat up the shaft, eats up everything. Eventually it'll just start spinning in there and your bike won't move no more. So then it destroys everything. So whenever you see something that's got a shiny surface on it, you know it's getting close. So this one here doesn't look like it was hitting too much, but we already know it is. It's sitting on the very outside edge. So what we got to do is we got to get some clearance. So you got two ways of getting clearance. You can cut the shoulder down here, or you can cut the flywheel down here. I use both methods. You also can feel the taper in here. You can feel the keyway slightly burred up slightly on the edge. That's a sign it was loose also. So you always want to make sure you can put your thumbnail, if I had one, between it and the shaft when you're in it all the way. So ideally we're going to want this to have a clearance of at least this much when it's fully tight. And right now we're not anywhere near fully tight. We're loose. So we need to rectify that. So that means I got to go cut it in a milling machine. So we'll have to figure out what diamonds we need. So I need to go work on that. That's why I didn't clean the flywheels the other night, because I knew I had to check this. Half the ones I do, I have to redo this. So it's a common problem. That's why there's a lot of junk left side flywheels out there in the market. Everybody thinks they're good until they look at the taper, and the taper's all screwed up. Okay, so we can either cut it in the milling machine or we can cut it over here in the lathe. Doesn't really matter which way you do it. So I use both methods. I guess we could try the lathe out. I don't have used a lathe lately. Let's see if we can make it work on the lathe. Does my jaws go big enough to hold this? Yeah, that's too much work. I'd have to change out the jaws in there and do all that's too much, way too much work. We're gonna do it with the milling machine. Less work on the milling machine. I don't like screwing around with chuck jaws too much. Okay, first thing I do is get the vise out of my way. When you get the vise in the way, it's hard to do anything. So that has to go. I had it dialed in within a quarter of a thou too. Damn. No more. Yeah, it is heavy. Alright, we got a nice clean mill. There we go. Get the camera over here out of my way. I like it on this side, it's out of my way. Okay, so now we just cut this. We should put a file on the flywheel face here. Make sure it's flat, no burrs. Hear the high spots in there? through here on the flywheel. Let's see if that's going to be a problem. And the scale's missing. Yeah. Just making it. Alright. We'll go over this side over here. So you hit the flywheel, see if there's any high spots on it. If it sits low, you're good. See when it's not making noise, you're good. Close enough. You don't need to be perfect. Good to be close. Okay, so now we're just going to hold it down with a couple strap clamps. You can also use a couple nut straps. See, there's two big holes right here. It doesn't really matter how you do it. As long as it's held down. Strap clamps are quick and simple, so I use them a lot. Nuts through here is nothing really even to hit against, so it's kind of a pain in the butt. So I don't like using them too much, but I have used them. Call a strap clamp because it's a strap and it's a clamp. Amazing where these names come from, you know. It's a little high in the back. That'll work. Okay. It's tight. If it doesn't move, it's good. Sometimes they move when you do that. So now we just need to indicate in the hole center. Which puts us on center. Use dial indicator for that. Now you can't just go in there in an end mill and just make a rough circle. It doesn't matter, it's just for clearance. It just looks like crap when you do it that way. You can also go in with the grinder and just grind the piss out of it. That works too. There's more than one way of doing these things. There is no one correct way. Some look better than others though. Exercise there. Okay. Okay, once you get the needle to move, you can kind of guess where it's going to wind up being at. I guessed wrong. There, maybe. Once again, it doesn't have to be perfect. But I am picky. About there. Wrong way. Too much. That much. I don't like that half a thou air in there, so. Tapers a little bit out of round too. There we go. Now you watch the needle, it doesn't move, so when it comes in focus. If you could see it, there, maybe you can see it better now. So you don't want the needle to move when you rotate it around, see. Okay, we zero that out. Get that out of the way. Oop, to the wrong direction. Okay, now we're ready to do some boring. So I use my little boring head here. Stole my damn Allen wrench. Like most of these jobs, you spend more time setting up than doing the job. What's up, Scooby? Scooby came for a visit. What you doing down there, Scooby? Scooby's down there. There's a dog down there. What are you doing, Scooby? What do you want? You coming to help? Is Scooby coming to help? Scooby's coming to help. He don't like being by himself. That's it. He's going to be a cameraman now. Good job. Well, he's going to lay under the camera now. Okay, so we're going to go down a certain depth here. Right now my dial's on 50, so we'll just change it to 0. There's 0. Pick a spot that you like. Or stop up here. Put that out of the way. Bottom out on it. Lock her down. And we come down until we touch something. Yeah, slow it down a little bit. Some people say I cut too fast. Oh well. Works for me. We'll go until it touches. Right there. Zero out our dial over here. I'm going to drop it down a little bit. $20. $35 house. There's another 100. 150. Looks good. These are rough dimensions here. And let's see. What's our diameter we're going to use? So you measure the diameter of your shaft here, 1.3 inches roughly. Our hole is 311, so we need another 100 thou to give us 50 thou clearance. That way we can see the actual gap we have. So there's 50, there's 100, 125. How's that? Quick dimensions there. Okay. Now we'll see what we think of it. Might go more. Okay. Yeah, hold him down there. What are you doing, Scooby? Scooby's down there. He's giving me the butt view. He's smart. Chips don't get in his face when he does that. So now you can see the gap in there. So it can tighten down now. It was basically right at 0. Okay. It's hard to see in here because I'm not big enough cut out here. So I'm going to get another 100th out here so I got more room to see. That way I can make sure I got a gap. It doesn't really matter if you cut a little extra. It doesn't hurt anything. This doesn't affect the balance hardly at all because we're cutting the circle. The only difference is that little bit right there affects the balance. That ain't much. As close as I balanced it, that probably would make a difference. It don't really matter. The closer you are to center, the least it matters. And that's right on center. Okay, put this back to 0. Right there. Give yourself another 100. Just for the hell of it. Put this back against the stop. And we do our cut again. And right about there. Check it again. Looks good. So there you go. So now you can see in here a lot better. Looks pretty good. So now I'll take that in back and I'll do a little deburr on that corner there I don't like, and I'll deburr the inside with a burr. I can also come in here with a different cutter and do that. 2 different ways of doing it. Hands a little quicker, usually, unless you got something to use for deburring. Something like this. See, it's already been killed by cutting stuff like this. See, that's not very sharp anymore. Somebody already butchered this cutter. So you can come in here and put that in there and put a little chamfer right there if you want. That all can be done. It's going to be a little tight with this head because, see, center's over here and my head don't go back that far. So you'd actually have to do it differently. You have to put it way over here on the wrong side and cut it that direction. It can still be done. Or just use a tool. It's a matter if you're doing a show job or just doing a job. We're going to grind it. Alright, so that's it for this one. So I'm going to go ahead and grind that, and then I'll clean it up again, get it nice and clean. We'll come back and get to the rods.